And
You know,
here
that Alpha
we go.
Striker. That Alpha
MsMinx
Striker looks cool.
actually did not pick a map, but coincidentally, both players' random map selection went to Chasm. So that is the map we're going to be going with.
I believe Minx did ready up though. I think she's the first person who pressed the Q button. So since she did have the map choice. Chasm. Yeah, anything she chose, I guess, was the map choice.
We're here gonna have MsMinx Moneymaker open. She is in that Lilith Osprey, whereas Reddog is in Shocker Lexi Striker.
Yeah, so Lexi Striker, who happens to be our current King of the Hill right now, playing Lexi Striker. On the other hand, the Challenger is also playing a pretty meta thing, the infamous Lilith Osprey. That was like the meta of months ago, but it was never weak either. It's just no longer the absolute meta. But yeah,
Reddog getting in a little bit of harass. He's going to be able to drop one of those money makers.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting noting that on Monday, the Mech Mania Monday tournaments, the last few, including the last one and the one this Monday, have all banned the use of Osprey, Striker, and Helix. And I think from what we're seeing today, there's a good reason that they're banned for half of the tournaments a week. For half of the tournaments a week, they are banned.
Because, you know, Mech Mania Monday is about trying new interesting stuff.
Yep.
And every game being Alexi Striker or Alexi Helix or
that was not
an Osprey.
New or interesting.
Not very interesting.
Yeah. And of course the Ultimate Badass Tournament, if you played anything remotely similar to a Striker, or a Osprey or a Helix, I don't think anyone played either one of those and got a decent score at all. Yeah, that one they weren't banned, but you were kind of strongly discouraged from doing that. Apparently you were also strongly discouraged from using Neo and having the name of Dissonant.
Only if your name was Dissonant, of course.
Yeah, only if your name was Dissonant. Yeah. So I just ended up playing Saucer instead. Because, you know, Dissonant totally doesn't have Saucer as a second mech.
Nonsense.
It's just, yeah. It's just that Dissonant only plays Neo in 1v1. No, seriously, Saucer's actually my 2v2 main.
It's the only mech that Neo knows how to play, honest. The only mech that Dissonant plays. You know, he's just such... Everyone knows that it's the easy mech to play.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, seriously, I can't play anything that isn't Neo, because I think it's because I'm used to running a lot of transform speed or something on it, or it's animation. Transform animation makes me feel like I have a faster transform than the Saucer.
I have noticed that when I play Saucer as well, though for me I think it's more an issue of, oh look, I'm suddenly dead, as opposed to the tanky paladin I usually run.
Yeah, I feel like the Saucer takes forever to transform though. The Neo doesn't have that problem for me.
Oh, Mink's sending a couple of Gemini in, but Reddog is able to scout them, and he's going to deal with these without too many problems before they get anywhere.
Yeah, but it was the distraction. Look at middle. That was only a distraction.
It is going to be microwing into middle.
Yeah. The thing is, Reddog is now back.
That's a lot of tanks down there, but Reddog, he's got that commanding position now. A lot of those are going to go down.
Oh, it looks like Minx is going to retreat from here. She lost a lot of tanks here. Yeah, she is at an upkeep advantage right now, but looking at that upkeep, that's 8 Gemini versus...
that Gemini, and it actually got a couple hits in on the base.
Yeah. That's kind of funny, actually. Now, Reddog's actually deploying 3 Gemini to deal with that 3 Dillos to deal with 1 Gemini.
Those
They're kind of unnecessary, in my opinion.
Armadillos, I think.
Yeah. I think I corrected myself afterwards, but if I failed to correct myself,
and Reddog is hitting level 6 now. He's already gonna have 1 Bertha queued up. Yeah,
Minx has 6 Gemini queued, but she wasn't able to take anything out of her queue, so she's actually moving back from middle right now. I think it's just because her units were a little too stacked, a little too vulnerable to artillery because of that.
And she currently doesn't have any jamming, so if she doesn't evac those tanks, they are going to take a lot of damage from that Bertha.
Yeah, they actually do. Yeah, that was probably a wise choice there.
Already a lot of damage going down on those two that she left in position, but she is going to pull them out, no problems.
I'm just
Red Dog
kind of
playing the aggression angle now, dropping a few armadillos. If he can establish a foothold here on this side.
Kind of surprised Minxie let this happen. She moved a lot of her tanks back up to this ledge up here, which are way out of position for this mid-fight.
If she'd microed them forward, she probably could have stopped it.
Especially versus armadillos. Armadillos in this case are actually very weak when being microed in. When we saw those Gemini be microed into that armadillo mass, they were able to survive long enough for Minxie to bring in more reinforcements. Reddog72.
Minx is floating almost 30,000 credits, and she's level 5, so I would imagine that she's just holding out for that level 6. She's probably going to try and get a couple of Berthas out there, and that might be enough to even up the fight.
Yeah, she looks like she's replacing Moneymakers now
with upkeep cap.
She's at this huge upkeep advantage, though. But then again, that is Gemini versus Armadillos. She does have to... But she still has a superior amount of Gemini compared to her opponent's Armadillos. I'm really surprised that she gave up mid that easily. Versus, of course, she doesn't know that she was at such an advantage. But versus as an Osprey with Gemini versus
pulling back still further. Yeah. She's got the Sonya. She's got the Osprey. If she plays it aggressive, she probably would be able to hold on to this.
Yeah, but I feel like her position is she was at this huge advantage earlier, but it's going to get weaker and weaker as time progresses unless she makes a change in the outpost control.
Yeah, she's just letting this position go, honestly, without trying to contest it.
And you're right about her floating. Okay, she just queued up 3 Berthas at a time right here.
And this is what she was waiting for, folks.
She's
going to
really
get those
necessary?
Berthas out, and it might be enough to turn those tables, if she can hold out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering if it was really necessary to actually wait to queue up Berthas together, because it's not like she can make them at the same time and all of a sudden throw them all out at the same time in a surprise Bertha attack or something. Unless she decides to keep them all in the queue the whole time as this is all going on.
And now she's got 4 in the queue. She's starting to bring them out.
Yeah, once the third one is finished, she actually starts dropping them. But at the same time, those Berthas do a lot of damage. They could have been doing a lot more at the while she was waiting for them to build.
Though Red Dog does already have that Sonya out, so they're going to be fairly well defended. She's placing those Berthas way in the front without any unit support. If Red Dog can bring it down, it's at low health. That would be devastating for Minx.
Yeah, but she really couldn't have afforded to do that anyway else because they wouldn't have hit anything. No units would have been in range if she put them any further back.
That is true.
There is this push coming down from the side from Red Dog here.
Now, her only healing unit is a single patcher. Aside from that, it's just her Osprey. When you're starting to get into unit clusters this large, with a lot of Berthas out on the field, that can be trouble. Oh!
Armadillo passing! Oh my god, I've seen so many games.
It's stuck on the rocks.
Oh my, I don't think it's good. Oh no, that might have costed. That push could have done so much more damage if they...
Minx responding with those busters, no problem, because Armadillo pathing OP.
The one good thing about when Armadillos dope up is that at least you don't lose your whole army because half of your Armadillo... Oh no, these Armadillos, they're slowly coming in one by one. That Armadillo push absolutely. That was... Oh, how many games have we seen today so far with those Armadillos there?
That would be the second one,
that was game 2. Yeah.
Red Dog trying to save a couple of them, but his hand was tipped, and now he's going to be at a major disadvantage for it. The upkeep numbers are showing.
They are drunk, I guess. You see, that's why you don't let your Armadillos drink and drive. It loses people pushes like that. And sometimes those pushes, losing a push loses you the game too, sometimes. Like, I honestly think if he had that push, he would be in this huge advantageous position. Right now, he's kind of at a little bit of an advantageous position map control-wise, but he's at a disadvantage upkeep-wise. But, so,
He's only got
think,
2 Berthas to Minx's 3.
Yeah.
It looks like Minx did lose one.
Yeah. I think Minx might yeah, she did recently. I think she might be at a slight advantage actually now. But before Reddog, if his push didn't derp up, I would say he'd be at an extremely strong advantage, and I'd have trouble seeing Minx make a comeback from that. So that push might have. I'm not going to say it costed anyone the game yet, but it could have potentially costed Reddog the whole game with that push. It wasn't too big of a push, but it was significantly stronger than anything Minx had in that area at the time. But when 2 or 3 of those armadillos came charging in first, Minx saw it, and then she reacted before anything else could happen.
Now, you also need to realize Minx still has 4 Busters and 2 Gemini down at that bottom outpost. They're not doing any good for her down there. If she brings those into the fight, that could make it an even better position for her.
Yeah, those armadillos drinking and driving.
Armadillo drops going down on the base. This is something that armadillos are good for with a lighter, not so carry-centric mech like the Osprey or the Paladin.
Yeah.
Oh, Reddog is taking over top.
Yep.
If he can get
how
creeps
long will
in
he
there
hold
and
this? I don't think he can hold this
Minx
though. Actually,
is pushing a lot of units in there.
Can he hold? Can he hold this? I don't think he can.
If he gets some units down, he might be able to, but Minx is just outgunning
No, those
him here.
Berthas being
She's got a lot more tanks,
being repositioned,
and they're stronger tanks.
But that costed Minx her position temporarily. If Reddog
and Reddog is moving out. Now the
look at those units,
armadillos,
they are burning.
The armadillos are pushing out with Seekers, which means they're losing their primary advantage, which is that speed.
Hey, but it also I just noticed that speed disadvantage actually neutralized the primary disadvantage, being that they act drunk. And holy crap, am I the only one seeing this lag?
I'm not getting any lag.
I had this huge FPS. I think that was an FPS drop actually on my part. The FPS went down to like 2 temporarily for like 3 seconds, and then I got a bunch of static too. But now things are okay. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering if that was a throw right there.
Reddog, he is advancing his units up. If he can win this fight, he's continuing that push. If he can win this fight, and he is putting a lot of damage in, he's got a chance.
Yeah, but
tons of damage coming in from those dillos onto Minx's
There's not enough
tanks.
armadillos left alive anymore. There's not enough of them have survived.
Lots of tanks down in defending positions.
Yeah, not nearly enough of those armadillos could have survived. Actually, I'm not sure if there were enough in the beginning.
Left on that base.
Oh, they're changing to T right here.
But
there's still a chance.
Now those Busters that Minx left are gonna pay off now.
Oh,
if she can get down there and
reposition
them, she'll have a very strong position.
Actually, if these armadillos, see how the Sonia's charged in first? That actually gave those Busters a chance to reposition themselves, but then 2 armadillos came in from the side, and that confused the Busters more. But
she did carry in a few tanks. She's got a solid position. It's going down to neutral, but who knows how long that'll last.
Yeah, I don't think Reddog can hold this either. I think Reddog is going to lose everything right here.
Losing a roller, that's costly. He's only got 4 armadillos, 5 armadillos left, most of them smoking.
Ouch. I think that was the game.
That does put him at a huge disadvantage. He's got 18 upkeep. Most of that is going to go down once Minx deals with it.
Look what Minx is doing at middle now. Yeah, I think that was the game in my opinion. And it looks like she set them to a custom path, to deal with these armadillos now. That right there was the game.
And now,
I think,
upkeep's looking pretty bad. Minx has that commanding position.
Oh, but she doesn't have the outposts anymore, or the generators. They were all lost in that fight. So she has this huge upkeep advantage.
That upkeep.
Tanks everywhere. And she can get outposts soon. Oh wait,
all
did she just lose top?
Is one solid push.
Yeah, but she just lost top. This could be very bad for her.
Oh my.
Oh no. This could be Reddog's chance to make a comeback.
Firing down on it. But if we get a comeback here, that would be super exciting, absolutely.
Yeah, but if Minx can...
This berth
if Minx,
is looking like it's in trouble. Minx is not there to save it.
There are two more though. But are these two even firing at these armadillos now with their directions? They're firing at the outpost. Okay, so now they are armadillos here now.
Sending that bottom mass down to reclaim top. It looks like she's using more custom pathing.
Looks like yeah, except for they might change directions to the wrong. Okay, yeah, it looks like they're gonna continue on kind of a almost drunk path, but since they're Gemini, it doesn't look as drunk as armadillos.
No, that's not a drunk path. That's when they leave the V path, they actually go into that
you're
formation.
right. Yeah, that was just leaving a V path, yeah.
So that's
armadillos
actually
when they leave a
good
V.
thing.
Yeah. On the other hand, when armadillos leave a V path, they get drunk. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that doesn't. It's a good thing that doesn't happen with Gemini, at least.
That base
you see,
is down
Gemini
to neutral,
are responsible.
So Reddog will not be able to support his units, and he is very low on health. Can the Osprey finish him off?
Remember, children, remember to be like a Gemini.
And he goes down.
Be responsible when you drive and don't drink.
Reddog is down. That outpost is being reclaimed. It is big trouble for Reddog.
Yeah. It's a good thing those Gemini did not act drunk like
Meanwhile, Minx is floating a huge amount of credits. Now she's starting to pump out even more tanks. She's got her carry upgraded, so she can now carry 4 Gemini.
Yeah.
It's going to make her very effective responding to situations.
A lot of people like to say things like Paladin has good carry. It does have the best base carry, but once you get to those carry upgrades, the Helix and Osprey can carry even more than the Paladin can. Because the Paladin maxes out at 3 tanks at level 15, right? We have level 11 Ospreys with 4. I'm actually not sure what the level it is for the Helix and
the
Osprey to get
benefit
to
there
4.
is being that instead of having to put upgrade points into it, you just get it automatically. And instead of upgrading carry, you're upgrading your auras, which do give you, even though you're only carrying in 3 tanks, those 3 tanks can be 15% more effective.
Yeah. On the other hand here, there is this top push. I don't think Reddog can actually keep this. And why do I keep on... Yeah.
We've got those tier 4 creeps coming out now, so those are going to become a lot more effective at dealing with enemies.
That is true. And actually Reddog with those T4 creeps,
if you're not managing your units and the T4 creeps come,
you will lose them. But I think the armadillos are much more vulnerable to T4 creeps than Gemini are. Because Gemini are tankier.
They've got that lower armor rating.
And MsMinx does have heal on her Osprey, of course, so I feel like her units, as long as she does some minor micromanagement, will be able to better survive those T4 creeps. Because the T4 creeps really, their main source of power is that they keep on spawning. You can kill as many of them as you want, but new ones will keep spawning. And that's the thing, when you're playing Osprey, you're like, I'll just heal then before the new ones come in. And so the Osprey is pretty good at neutralizing some of the threat of the T4 creeps.
And we've got a pretty substantial push coming in here on the base. Not a huge amount of units, but they are well spread.
They could end, this could end the game.
If Reddog doesn't respond to that, it could be game ending.
Yeah, this is... I'm looking at it right now, and I think this is game ending, actually.
Yeah, and on a map like this, as opposed to Twin Peaks or Duel, it's much harder to properly defend your base because you've got all 4 corners vulnerable, and it will be enough.
Yeah, I think that's BS. The only real BS part of the game, in my opinion, was that armadillo push.